My name is Alon Fisher. This is Sybil Fisher. This is assessment 7A, part 1 for Michelle Smith. Do you give permission to be Michelle Smith in this video?
Yes, I do.
Hi Michelle, come and take a seat just right over there on the left. How are you today?
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I'm good, thank you very much.
Surviving this hot weather?
Oh, it's been very hot today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, well, thank you. Yeah, going well.
Awesome.
Just struggling under the AC, but that's all right, making it work.
It's nice and cool in here.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful in here. Thank God. So, getting today's session underway. Today's the 6th out of 6 session, so it's our last contracted counselling session.
Yeah.
And I would like to focus today on reviewing the progress that you've made throughout the past 5 sessions. Is that something that you wouldn't mind discussing today?
That's good. Yeah.
Awesome. So, just to review our initial goals that we set out to in session number 1, which was to develop your time management skills, which you had an issue with balancing work, life, your family, and the studying for the CPA exam as well. And then to reduce the stress related to juggling all those several factors as well. I just want to start out by saying over these past 5 sessions, you've made an excellent progress on yourself, and the personal growth that you've shown throughout these sessions has been remarkable. I can see that you are self-sufficient now. You're way more organized, it seems, from the outside, and from what I can hear, your communication skills with your husband has grown exponentially, which is fantastic to hear.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. Your counselling has been fantastic. I feel a lot more confident within myself, and I feel like I'm finally on the right track.
Amazing. I love to hear that. I'm just going to ask a couple questions here. First one being, and this is just to seek a little bit of feedback from the sessions, from your progression and how you've gone for the past 5 weeks. Are you happy with the progress that you've made throughout these sessions?
Yeah, no, I am. I'm extremely happy. I feel like I've got a lot more confident, a lot better self-esteem. I'm managing my time better. Yeah.
And from the outside, I can see that you have a lot more confidence. Self-esteem has grown, skyrocketed, and very happy with that progress that you've made too. So very happy to hear that.
Thank you.
So how do you feel now compared to 5 weeks ago when we first started in that initial session?
Oh yeah, no, so much better. I've just got so much more time for my husband, getting along with him much better than I was 5 weeks ago, and I just feel like I've got more confidence within myself. Still always room for improvement.
Right, of course.
Yeah, but just my time management's better. I'm coping better at home with the kids' work life. I feel a lot more confident.
Excellent. Well, that's great to hear that you feel a lot more confident with yourself and taking control of your life, I suppose.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's not going to be the end of these sessions doesn't mean that you have to stop working on yourself. There is still stuff to do. There is still work to put in. But I think that you have the capability to be doing that on your own, and to be growing on your own and continuously working on yourself, even without even after these sessions have completed too. So do you feel as though you have achieved the goals that you set out to, the initial goals?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I feel really good about myself at the moment and coping well.
And how do you think you have developed your time management skills?
Oh, so much better. Everything's just kind of slipping into place and working well. I'm managing my time nicely with work and kids. And also thank you to my husband, who's been helping amazingly, and to you for all your great guidance.
No, that's all right. You're the one that's doing the work. Are there any other issues or concerns are there any other issues that you're still concerned about in regards to anything that we've covered or haven't covered in the past 5 weeks?
No, I think I'm on the right track at the moment. Look, I know there are going to be issues along the way. Moving forward, I'm hoping that I'll be able to work on them myself and get through them. We'll see how we go.
Right. With those issues that you might have to overcome in the future, with those challenges, do you feel that you are able to overcome those challenges by yourself now?
Yeah, I think so. I think you've made me think differently and work it out in my head so I can cope on my own.
And what are some challenges that you think may arise in the future?
Oh, just kids getting older, life gets busy, just got to take a step back and revisit all the issues again. And just life in general gets busy.
So when life gets busy, what do you think, what strengths that you have taken out of the past 5 weeks, what can you attribute to helping you in the future when challenges arise?
I don't know, to ask for help, to get, take a step back, breathe.
Yeah, who can you ask for help as well?
Oh, my husband.
Right.
Yeah, my relationship with him is so much better now. Feel strong, we work well together as a team. And kids are also getting older, so it makes it a little bit easier. So they can help more around the house. So all good.
Yeah. So in terms of like your support network, who can help you in the future? So your husband, your kids now that they're getting older as well.
Yeah.
And you're, I suppose, able to ask for help now as well, like you said too. That's not something that holds you back.
Yeah, I'm not scared to ask for help now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the counselling process in the past 5 weeks that you haven't enjoyed or haven't found helpful?
No, I found everything very helpful, and you know, I feel like I've grown as a person. I've learned a lot, so whatever you learn is always helpful, and it can set you up for a future. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, well, I think that I'm very confident in you and your ability to use your strengths that you've identified, your control for time, your self-efficacy, and your ability to manage your time better now, to seek for help, and to trust yourself in your own decisions. And I think those are your greatest strengths. And I think that you've identified them in the past 5 weeks, and now that you can rely on them more. Any challenges that do arise in the future, I have no doubt that you will be able to overcome them by yourself. And I think if need be in the future, because this is our last session, if you do need any further support from me in the future, if you want any follow-up sessions or anything like that, you just don't hesitate. You can call the office, email the office and set up some times. But I think for the time being, you can see how you go by yourself. And I have great confidence that you'll be able to achieve amazing things and achieve the goals that you've set out to. On top of that as well, I just finished a very good book called Taking Control of Your Life by Dr. John Doe. If you wouldn't mind, I would love to recommend this book for you. I think it's a fantastic suggestion. And it talks about, taking control of your life when times get stressful, and it's really going to help with your autonomy in overcoming any barriers or obstacles that come in your way in the future. Is that something that you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'll email the link through to you.
Okay.
And it's through a specific site, but you'll be able to buy it there. And I think you'll really enjoy the book too. It's very insightful.
No, that will be great. Thank you very much.
So, do you have any other further questions, concerns, anything you'd like to tap into before we conclude the session today?
No, I think I'm all good for today, and hopefully manage on my own, and I'm looking forward to reading the book.
Excellent, great. Well, I just want to congratulate you again on achieving your goals and just doing a fantastic job of raising your kids and studying and working and balancing everything. I know life gets very stressful sometimes, but I have no doubt that you're going to be on top of it.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for all your help.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Of course. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you.
And if you need anything, just call the office as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
What have you written in each section of your counselling notes? So this is for Michelle Smith, session 6 of 6th. The goals of today were to review her progress over the last 5 sessions and where she feels she has progressed to now, and to get feedback from her progress and how she felt with the sessions. And then the ultimate goal was to end the final session today as well. Topics discussed in the outcome, the review of the initial goals, and she feels as though she has pretty much completed all of the goals she set out to, but a little bit of work she still has to do on her own. And we got some and we discussed the feedback as well today, and she was very happy with how she's progressed and with the results of the session. Interventions and strategies. I suggested additional support in terms of reading the book Taking Control of Your Life by Dr. John Doe. And the next session was a possible follow-up if needed, in which she can make an appointment with the office on her own in a few months' time if she needs. Reflect and evaluate your use of counselling communication skills and your effectiveness in bringing the counselling process to an end. What went well? I think the review of her progress went well. I think I was able to ask good questions and follow-up questions as well, leaving enough time for her to answer, and get a little bit more specific about the questions that I was answering as well, the open-ended questions. What didn't work well? Maybe getting a bit more of a breakdown of what didn't work well in the sessions. She said she enjoyed the progression of the sessions and what we did, but maybe I could have asked a bit more specific questions as to things that didn't work, being my performance as well. What should you have done differently? Maybe in the future ask more specific questions about my counselling skills and to see if they really helped her, so I can get better ways of improving the sessions for myself. What areas do you need to develop? I think asking better open-ended questions, even though I think today was pretty good in terms of what questions I asked and follow-up questions too. They can always be improved upon. And how will I develop these through ongoing practice and asking questions in day-to-day life to people I see and converse with. My name's Alon Fisher. This is Clive Fisher. I'm a student at AIPC. Clive will be playing the role of Simon Lewing. This is Practical Assessment 7A. Clive, do you give permission to be in this video? Excellent. Hi Simon, come and take a seat on the right. How are you doing today?
Yeah, really good, thank you. How are you today?
Yeah, well, good thanks. How's your day going so far?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, been up to much?
I've just been to a film.
Oh, nice, excellent.
Yeah, and just relaxing.
Okay, good. You seem like you enjoyed the experience today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day outside.
Excellent. Okay, so Simon, just to let you know as well, just to remind you, this is our last of our contracted sessions. This is session number 6 of 6. So after this, we'll be discontinuing the sessions, the therapy sessions. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think I've come a long way, and I'm looking forward to challenging myself. And I've learned a lot about myself. So I think it's really good.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can see that too. Do you mind if we focus today's session on reviewing just your progress throughout the past 6 sessions? 5 sessions?
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to start off as well just by saying I can see the hard work that you've put in and the progress that you've made and the personal growth that you've come out of this with. You seem like a lot less anxious person. You seem like you're definitely committed and motivated to to becoming a more socially engaged person, and I can see it through your relationship with Nina now as well, which you've told me is going very well. And compared to the first session where you came in, it's chalk and cheese. You've excelled exceptionally.
Thank you.
So I just want to take a second to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
So when you first came in on that first session, our initial goals were for you to reduce your social anxiety, to improve your mindfulness and diffuse those worrying thoughts that you had, and then also to resolve some of that social anxiety you had around women, specifically Nina, who you're now dating. Are you happy with the progress that you've made in the past 5 sessions?
Yeah, I've found the techniques that you gave me, the streaming, the thinking, they've helped my personal growth. I still am anxious about meeting new people, but I now at least have a plan and exercises that I can do to try get better at my social interactions with other people.
Right. Okay.
I don't expect everything to be done in 6 sessions, but I at least now have a goal and a plan. So going forward, I see progress.
Great. Okay, so overall you're very happy with the progress that you've made.
Yes.
You can adopt the leaves on the stream exercise and the mindfulness practice
Yes.
into your day-to-day life, but you still have a little bit of social anxiety.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So how do you feel now as opposed to when we first started, the very first session?
When we first started, I couldn't see that I would be where I am today. I was very anxious, very nervous about girls, about Nina, about life, and I can see lots of progress.
Amazing.
So I feel a lot better.
And so do you think that you've achieved setting those with those initial goals in mind? Do you think that you've come out and achieved those goals?
Yes, maybe not 100%, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. And do you feel that you have the confidence to achieve those goals in the future on your own, and the autonomy to do that on your own?
Yeah, I feel like I have the armament to tackle those problems. Yeah, I do. So I think I've got some skills that I can use in the future.
And what do you think your strengths are? What do you think these sessions have brought out in you? And what are your strengths that you can take away and implement on your own?
I've learned about myself, which in the past I saw the problems but no solutions, and so writing down those exercises, I got a good idea of what I am, who I am, and what I want to change and do.
Right.
And that's given me confidence to do that, to become better at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can see that in you as well. As long as you keep using those exercises when you need, and I can see that you have definitely grown and have the autonomy to be handling this on your own now too, even though the social anxiety is still somewhat there, as you said too. Do you feel like that you are still, is there anything else that you're struggling with that you're still concerned about that we haven't exactly covered, or are you confident with where you can go in the future?
I think I'm confident. I realize the anxieties I had before, I've conquered some of them, and with what I've learned, I can conquer the other things that still give me some anxiety, but I feel definitely much better within myself.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm very happy to hear that you feel more confident in yourself. Was there any part of the counselling process Well, let's start. Was there anything that stood out for you in the counselling process that you that's a big takeaway that you can use on your own? You mentioned before you enjoyed the leaves on the stream and mindfulness exercise. Is there anything else, or is that a big takeaway for you?
I like the for me, understanding who I am, using the techniques to work through things, having a plan, having a solution, tackling each thing on its own. The techniques are good, and at least then I have a way of coping.
Yes. And can you see the difference between obsessing over thoughts, worrying about the future, those obsessive thoughts, getting hooked into those thoughts, and letting them go, and the difference between the two?
I understand the difference. I still get caught up in the day-to-day anxiety, but I'm working on letting them go. I think it's just a work in progress.
Yes, it is. It is a work in progress, but as long as you can utilize those techniques and you understand that there is a difference between holding on to them and letting those thoughts go, trying to control them, I suppose, and letting them go.
As you say, there's a difference between truth and story, and I've just got to work out which is which.
Yes. Exactly. And that goes back to when we were doing those, the sort of being this was a few sessions ago, but being almost like the lawyer, playing the lawyer, right, presenting a case for and against based on facts instead of opinion. Correct. That comes through, so story as opposed to truth.
Yes.
Is there anything in the counselling process that you haven't enjoyed or you haven't found useful?
No, I haven't. There's nothing that I've disliked. It's been very good.
Okay, well, great. That makes me feel great. Okay. So I want to bring this session to an end. I think continuing your progress, I would like to see, or are you open to me suggesting you attend like a support group, like a community support group, and it would be with like-minded people such as yourself who are also going through a bit of social anxiety, so you can still have a little bit of ongoing support. I guess the aim of these social groups, this social group would be to improve social interaction skills and becoming more comfortable with social engagements. I think it'll be very beneficial for you as well, because you're going to be socializing in a group of people that you don't know, and sort of and just as they get to know you, you get to know them, and you can sort of practice these skills that we've gone through with new people, or also trying to practice the same skills. Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Well, yeah, I'm happy to give it a go. Yeah. I'm happy to give it a try. I think once I've done it once, I might be okay with it.
Yeah. So the support group, it's once a week. And I will I'll email you the brochure to it and all their contact information as well, and then you can go ahead and look into that.
Thank you.
Of course. In terms of follow-up sessions, I would like to see you in a few months' time, just to follow up and see how you're going and see how you go with these support sessions, or if there's anything else that you need. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
If obviously you need some further sessions before that, you can always reach out. You have my email address and phone number to the clinic here. You can always call them to book in further appointments. But I think a 3-month mark is suitable. How does that sound? Are you happy to do that?
I'm happy to do that. I'll give that a go, and I'll try that support group.
Yeah. Do you have any other further questions, concerns, anything that you'd like to bring up before we conclude our final session?
No, I think I'm good. Really good, thank you.
All right, excellent. Well, I just want to congratulate you again and just acknowledge your progress you've made. I'm very excited to hear how you're going to continue to grow and how your relationship with Nina continues to grow in the future as well. You have the growth that you've shown in these past few weeks is exponential, and I'm very happy to see these sessions ending.
Yeah, thank you very much. I much appreciate and enjoyed them.
Excellent. Well, let me see you out. Have a good rest of the beautiful day.
Yeah, will do.
And all the best to you.
Thank you.
All right. What have you written in each section of your counselling notes? This is session 6 of 6 for Simon Lewing. The goals for today were to review the counselling process, review Simon's progress, and discuss any further concerns that he had before finishing the sessions, and setting him up to be autonomous in the future. Topics discussed in the outcome, we reviewed his goals, affirmed his strengths, gained feedback from myself, and set him up for continuing progress, the steps to continue his progress. And the interventions and strategies for this were to join a support group and to have a follow-up session in 3 months. So the next session will be the follow-up session in 3 months unless he calls to organize the session beforehand. Explain your rationale. Reflect on and evaluate the use of your counselling communication skills and your effectiveness in implementing communication skills. So what went well? I think this session went very well. I think we were able to have a very good open discussion, and I listened very well to his thoughts and feelings about what went well through the past 5 sessions, and also where he was at in terms of being able to continuously do things on his own in the future. What didn't work well? I'm not too sure what didn't work well. I think for the most part, overall, this final session worked well. Maybe asking him to elaborate a bit more on any future concerns that he was having. However, he did seem pretty confident that he was able to overcome all those concerns on his own, which is exactly what we wanted and set out to do. What should you have done differently? I could say give him more time to speak. I suppose maybe ask more open-ended questions that allowed him to explore his concerns and worries for the future, and also understand his strengths more. I think that would be a good thing that could have done differently. So what areas do you need to develop? Asking open-ended questions. And how will you develop these? Just by practicing these open-ended questions, and I can even practice them day to day while speaking with people as well. My name is Alon Fisher. This is Sybil Fisher. I'm the student at AIPC. Sybil will be playing the role of Claire Bowman. Sybil, do you give permission to be in this video?
Yes, I do.
Hi Claire, how are you? Come and take a seat there on the left.
Thank you. Thanks, Alan. How are you?
Yeah, well, thank you. Going well. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad.
Have you had a nice weekend?
Yeah, it's been good. Not too bad. Pretty chilled.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Excellent. Well, caught us on a lovely day here.
Yeah, no, it's been lovely today.
Yeah. So just to remind you, this is our last scheduled session in our contract, number 6 of 6. And while we go into this session, I would just like to maybe today to focus on reviewing the progress that you've made and getting a little bit of feedback from these sessions and just seeing where you're at in terms of where you've come from the first session. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. Before we go into that, I just want to start off by just saying how much you've grown and much I can see that you've grown in the past five sessions. The personal growth that you have achieved has been fantastic. I can see that your strengths have lied in really absorbing the information that we've done in here. And as you said in previous sessions, you've gotten a lot out of the relaxation techniques and the mindfulness techniques. And that's a very tough skill and concept to grasp and get a hold of. And I think you're doing that beautifully. From what you've told me, your son Ethan's doing really well at school, and that your work has been tremendous as well, and that you're achieving really good KPIs and you're doing fantastic things at work. And I just wanted to congratulate you on the progress that you've made so far. It's been truly amazing to see. I'm very happy to see it.
Thank you very much. Couldn't have done it without your help.
Yeah, of course. That's you're the one that's doing it. I'm just guiding you through.
Thank you.
So to just review our initial goals that we set out to, and this is in session number 1, we said you wanted to enroll your son in kindergarten. You wanted a better work-life balance with your parenting responsibilities and your new work responsibilities going back into the office. You wanted to reduce your feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy as a mother, wife, and employee. And then you wanted to utilize effective communication skills and relaxation skills to reduce snapping at your husband as well. So with that in mind, are you happy with the progress that you've made throughout these past 5 sessions?
Yeah, I am happy. I have made good progress, and Ethan's doing really lovely at kindergarten. He's very happy. He's made some nice little friends. I found the breathing very, very helpful. And every time I'm stressed, I just take myself off for a walk and I breathe and do my relaxation technique, and that's been brilliant. But I still have a lot of self-doubt and don't have confidence within myself, and I'm finding I'm snapping at my husband all the time, and we just can't seem to be on the same page. I think I need to work on a better communication skill with him, and I just don't know how to go about that.
Right, okay, so despite the progress that you've made with with the relaxation and mindfulness techniques, you still find yourself snapping at your husband and having some issues with
yeah, we're just on a different page at the moment.
Right.
I feel like everything's always my fault.
Okay, so having some issues with self-doubt and confidence.
Yeah, my confidence is awful, and I just feel everything I'm doing is wrong.
Okay, well, how do you feel now compared to when you first started in the first session? What's the difference between that first initial session when you came into now?
Oh, heaps better.
Great.
Yeah. As I said, the relaxation technique has really helped me. And I'm coping I feel it's a lot better having the work and Ethan, like home environment has been great, but then I do still have my self-doubts and feel like I'm a useless mother.
Right.
I have negative thoughts, and I just want to turn those negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
Right, okay. So you're making progress, but you still have these negative thoughts that you want to change and work to change. So do you feel as though you have set out the goals that you set to achieve?
Yes, I have, but I just feel like I'm not quite there yet.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Which goals do you think that you've achieved or that you've done very well in?
Well, Ethan seems happy at kindergarten, so that's really good. He's in a good space at the moment, and work is going pretty well, which has been amazing. But it's just that issue with my husband and our arguing all the time, and I just feel like everything I'm saying is wrong.
Right, okay.
So I think that needs to be addressed.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
something that you haven't necessarily achieved, is that?
Achieved, yeah. I need to just feel like pick up my confidence with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're saying that you'd like to work on the communication skills
Yeah.
with your husband
Yeah.
and the confidence in yourself when
Yeah.
talking to your husband. Okay, well, are there any other issues that you're still concerned about aside from that self-doubt and confidence in yourself as a wife, and the communication skills you have with talking to your husband?
No, I just need to make myself feel more confident and more positive. Otherwise, yeah, everything's a lot better.
Right. And where do you feel as though you're lacking in that confidence the most?
Just self-doubt. I just doubt whatever I'm doing just seems to be wrong.
Right.
So I don't know how to make the negative thought into a positive thought.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Okay, that's something that we can definitely work on. What did you find useful? What did you find most useful in these sessions?
The relaxation technique was very useful.
Yeah.
Extremely helpful.
And you find that you're using that quite often?
I'm using that all the time. Yeah.
Okay, great. And is there any part of the counselling process that you didn't enjoy, that you didn't find useful? For example, we did as well, you being like the lawyer and assessing what's...
Oh yeah, that was good. Yes.
So you found that helpful as well?
Yes, very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And have you learnt anything new about yourself and about your strengths, and can you identify any new strengths?
I do have strengths, and some days I feel like I'm doing the right thing and I'm a good mother and things are going well, but then the next day I wake up in the morning thinking everything's not good.
Right. So where do you think your strengths lie? What are your strengths that you've discovered in the past 5 weeks?
That I'm probably stronger than what I am, but not quite there yet.
Okay, so you feel as though you are stronger than you are, but you're still not confident in that.
Yeah, I lack the confidence.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, based on what you're telling me and about your progress and just this discussion of your progress and where you've come and what you still need to achieve, I think it might be a good idea to renegotiate some extra sessions.
Yeah.
And I think six additional sessions will be a good place, and I think there's a lot still to accomplish and to achieve. How do you feel about negotiating for another additional 6 sessions?
Yeah, no, I think that will be a good idea. I think I need it.
Yeah, and are you happy with 6 sessions?
Yeah, let's do the 6 and then take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of that, I'd like to just sort of discuss some goals, issues, and some monitoring process for those additional 6 sessions that we can set up. So in terms of what you want to achieve, what the goals are for the additional 6 sessions, what's on your mind in terms of what do you want to achieve? What are the goals that we can set out for the next 6 sessions?
Well, I'd like to be a better wife and be able to communicate better with my husband. Take the negative and turn it into a positive. Just feel that don't doubt myself in everything that I do.
Right, so on top of communication skills with your husband, you want to, I guess, alleviate that self-doubt and get more confident in yourself?
I need more confidence. Yeah, I lack the confidence.
Is there anything else that you want to achieve? You were talking before about that self-talk, that negative self-talk that you had about yourself. Is that something that you'd like to formulate into a goal?
Yeah, definitely. Just turn the negative into a positive. I don't know, I just have negative thoughts all the time, and it's not healthy.
Right, so a good goal would be maybe to reduce the negative self-talk.
Yeah. Turn that negative into a positive.
So what other issues would you like to focus on? Sorry, just before we do that, we had those three goals that were set out, which is to feel to communicate better with your husband.
Yeah.
And is there a way that you'd like to communicate better with him? Is it honesty? Is it less snapping?
Yeah, I just want an honest, non-fighting relationship. I want to be honest with him. I want him to be honest with me, but not having to fight about every silly little thing all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the communication with your husband, to be a bit more open and honest and not fight with him. Engaging in less negative and self-critical talk as well. And then the third one was to be more confident. So to feel more confident and capable in your own abilities. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay. All right. Great. So I think those are fantastic goals. That's something that we can work towards. And the issues that we can focus on for the next 6 sessions. And are you happy doing, as we're doing now, 1 session a week for the next 6 weeks?
Yeah.
And the same time
that works.
work for you as well?
Works for me. Yeah.
Right, and then in terms of monitoring this progress, I think it'll be a good idea to review the progress that you're making. Either your choice, you could do it weekly, you could do it bi-weekly, tri-weekly, you could self-monitor as well by writing diary entries. Is there any way that you would prefer to monitor your progress?
Yeah, I think maybe at the beginning of each session we can just review what's happening, and I like the idea of the diary. I'll just make notes of how I'm feeling and I'll bring it in every week.
Okay.
To the diary.
Okay, great. That's a fantastic idea too.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have, in terms of monitoring at the beginning of each session, we'll review your progress, and then you'll also go and write a diary entry as well. Okay, so the next session will be next week at the same time, where we'll go through these goals again, and then we will maybe, how would you feel about next week focusing on one particular goal, which would be, is there one of those goals that you would like to focus on which takes priority over the other goals?
Probably my husband's one. Just
the communication with your husband.
Yeah.
You know, okay, so next week we'll address that and talk about how you can communicate better with your husband, and how we can address that.
That sounds awesome.
Excellent. Do you have any other questions or concerns before we finish the session off for today?
No, that sounds great. Thank you very much for your help.
Okay, excellent. I will send you I'll do it just out in the foyer here. We'll just get you to sign the new contract as well, and just make sure we'll just go through the agreement again as well.
Perfect.
All right, excellent.
Thank you very much for that.
No problem. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Yeah, thank you.
And I will see you next week again.
Awesome. Thanks very much.
What have you written in each section of your counselling notes? This is Claire Bowman, session 6 of 6. The goals were to review the progress she's made and from the initial goals, and to get some feedback from the sessions and her progress and how she feels she has progressed. Topics discussed in outcome. Feedback was to gain feedback. We got feedback from her progress, and discussed that. Review of initial goals. So we discussed a review of initial goals, discussed options for further contracted counselling sessions, and discussed her new goals and issues that she still feels as though she needs to get through. Interventions and strategies. We have the new counselling plan set, new goals set, and contracted for 6 additional sessions. Next week, we want to focus on the ongoing communication skills with her husband, and that was set as the top priority for her, so which we will do next week. Reflect and evaluate the use of your counselling communication skills and your use of effectiveness in recontracting. What went well? I think I was able to provide very good body language and empathy, as well as give Claire enough time to talk and discuss her feelings, and use reflection of feelings as well quite well, and to summarize key points, which I think was effective. What didn't work well, again, I think a point that I need to focus on is asking more open questions and follow-up questions, and be a bit more specific about gathering information about more specifically what she's after. But I just felt as though I was a bit time restricted as well in doing that. What should you have done differently? Gotten into a bit more specifics about what she feels inadequate about, but I also feel as though that could be done in future sessions, and is not something that was required for this session right now. What would you have done differently? Instead of asking similar questions, maybe diversify my questions to gain a better understanding of exactly what she means and how she feels, and what areas do you need to develop. Again, my open-ended questions, and how will you develop these through practice, through these practical assessments.